Timeless life philosophies.
Picture this. You're casually scrolling through your phone, perhaps watching a funny reel or reading a friend's post, when suddenly you're hit with a shocking headline. A significant event has just occurred. Videos, images, eyewitness accounts, they flood in within minutes. There's this electric charge in the air, the kind that makes you feel like you're right in the middle of something big. News anchors break into scheduled broadcasts, online journalists rush to publish initial reports, and social media is ablaze with fresh perspectives on what's unfolding. The problem? Nobody really knows what's going on yet. Details are scarce, facts are foggy, and yet people are reacting in real time. It's like a tidal wave of information crashing over us, pulling us in before we even know which way is up. This is moment zero, that initial jolt where the entire internet locks in, eyes glued, hearts racing, and everyone reaching for answers. It's thrilling and disorienting all at once. Before we realize it, we're invested, feeling like we're part of the story, and it's only the beginning of the powerful outrage cycle that social media is about to unleash. In the first 24 hours, there's an unmistakable energy online, a relentless drive to spread the news. Journalists, bloggers, and even casual users scramble to share their take on the situation. We see an almost competitive rush to go viral. It's as if everyone wants to claim their 5 seconds of fame. From influencers to political figures, everyone has something to say, and the internet thrives on this chaos. Headlines scream, photos go viral, and tweets rack up likes at an alarming rate. Each post seems to magnify the event. Each new opinion stirs the pot even more. But here's the twist. Most people, including those posting, don't actually know the full story. Yet somehow, that doesn't seem to matter. There's a strange satisfaction in sharing, liking, and retweeting, as if we're part of something important. We feel informed, like we're in on the action. This isn't just news anymore. It's a primary viral wave, a digital storm pulling everyone in. Social media basks in this attention, feeding off the adrenaline, and we, unknowingly, get hooked on this initial, often unclear version of the story. After the first wave of posts and shares, there's a shift. With thousands of opinions floating around, only a few become the dominant voices. These narratives, for whatever reason, capture public attention the most. These are the perspectives that get repeated, reposted, and eventually become the truth people start to believe. We see our friends, family, and colleagues talking about it, retelling it, and before long, it's like these opinions are set in stone. It's fascinating and a little frightening how quickly opinions morph into facts when enough people are repeating them. Dinner conversations, chats over coffee, and social gatherings all start to revolve around these facts. We feel informed, smart even, discussing this event with those around us. It's almost as if knowing these viral takes gives us a badge of authority on the subject. But how accurate are these versions of the truth we're so quick to adopt? Often, they're just simplified narratives that appeal to our emotions rather than convey the full complexity. This phase shows how effortlessly social media can turn mere opinions into widely accepted knowledge, all within 48 hours. By 48 hours, as the initial buzz fades, a new wave of revelations emerges. People start digging, analyzing, and questioning. The original story gets re-examined, and suddenly we see a different picture. Maybe that viral video was edited, or the eyewitness photos were manipulated. What was initially accepted as fact begins to unravel. The details get messier, and accusations of fake news and misinformation arise. Now, the internet is set ablaze again, but this time, it's not just outrage at the event, it's outrage at having been misled. And so begins the reactionary viral wave. This second wave isn't as unified as the first. It's chaotic, fragmented, with each group viewing the event through its own lens. People start picking sides based on pre-existing beliefs. Everyone sees their perspective validated. Some find corruption, others see injustice. It's a digital free-for-all, with everyone firing their truths across the internet. But here's where social media thrives again. It doesn't care if it's truth or outrage as long as it gets engagement. Each new discovery, each gotcha moment fuels the outrage machine all over again. A week in, and the public has reached information overload. It feels like every angle has been covered, every opinion exhausted. Yet, social media and news outlets still need our attention. To keep us engaged, they crank up the intensity. Language gets sharper, emotions run higher, and comparisons to historic atrocities are casually thrown around. Suddenly, we're not just talking about an event anymore. It's become a moral battleground. Influencers and news anchors push extreme takes, knowing it will spark controversy, boost views, and keep people talking. It's like a reality show that can't end, fueled by people's outrage and curiosity. Suddenly, everyone is offended, and the rhetoric is so loud we can barely hear the original story anymore. We're no longer engaging because we care about the event. We're in it for the spectacle. And social media? It's loving every moment of it. The more extreme the content, the longer we stay glued to our screens, keeping us locked into this perpetual outrage machine. It's no longer about the truth. It's about keeping us hooked on outrage. As things spiral out of control, a new voice emerges. These are the moderates, the voices of reason, urging everyone to take a breath. These independent thinkers, often not tied to big media, bring a balanced perspective. They're saying, let's take a step back and look at the facts. They're tired of the drama, the sensationalism, the endless outrage. Their approach? Calm, logical, grounded. And while they do offer a breath of fresh air, they come with one drawback: they're, well, boring. After days of high drama, their level-headed analysis feels like a letdown. People may listen for a moment, but soon our attention drifts. We've become accustomed to the thrill of outrage, and these calm voices just don't give us that same rush. The anti-reactionary wave is important. It's what finally allows the public to settle down and gain a clearer view of what really happened. Yet, it's also what signals the end of this particular outrage cycle. As the dust settles, people begin looking around for the next big story, ready to jump back in. And so, the outrage cycle resets, waiting for the next moment to draw us in. It's a pattern we can't seem to escape, almost like a roller coaster we willingly get back on time after time. There's something almost magical and terrifying about how quickly we forget each significant event. One crisis is barely over before another one appears, and the previous story fades into the background. In this cycle, it's easy to overlook which events were genuinely important and which ones were just noise. Social media has made us creatures of outrage and forgetfulness. And when real, impactful events happen, they too get swallowed up in the endless scroll. It's a cycle that feeds itself, a machine that runs on our emotions and reactions. But here's the thing: we have the power to break free. Awareness is the first step. Next time, before we dive into the outrage, let's pause and ask, is this worth my energy? Only then can we step back, reclaim our focus, and remember that not every event deserves to pull us into its orbit.